Did you know that practicing mindful eating can reduce overeating by up to 50%? That's right, simply paying attention while you eat can help you feel more satisfied and prevent those late-night snack attacks. But, is it really that easy? I decided to find out by trying mindful eating for an entire week. And let me tell you, it wasn't quite what I expected. So, what exactly is mindful eating? It's all about being fully present when you eat, tuning into the taste, texture, and experience of each bite. No phones, no TV, just you and your food. It's said to help with digestion, reduce cravings, and even improve your relationship with food. I decided to take on this challenge because, honestly, I've struggled with mindless eating for as long as I can remember. Whether it's snacking while binge-watching a show or stress eating during a busy workday, I realized I wasn't truly experiencing my food. So, I gave mindful eating a try for a week to see if it could really change my habits. My relationship with food has always been complicated. I love food, but I often eat without thinking, whether it's munching through a bag of chips while working or grabbing a sweet treat when I'm stressed. And I know I'm not alone in this. Research shows that a lot of us eat not because we're hungry, but because we're bored, stressed, or simply out of habit. I was curious, could a week of mindful eating help me break these habits? Would I finally be able to listen to my body's hunger cues instead of reaching for that second helping? That's what I wanted to find out. Day 1 was all about awareness. I sat down to breakfast, no distractions, and tried to focus on every bite of my oatmeal. At first, it felt awkward. My mind kept wandering to my to-do list, and I realized how much I usually eat on autopilot. I had to keep reminding myself to slow down and taste each spoonful. It was surprising how difficult it was just to be present with my food. On day 2, I wanted to take mindful eating a step further, so I tried the 5 senses technique. Before each meal, I took a moment to observe my food using all 5 senses. I looked at the colors on my plate, took in the smell, and even touched my food to feel its texture. I noticed details I'd never paid attention to before: the crispiness of a carrot, the richness of the spices. It felt a little strange at first, but this exercise helped me connect with my food on a deeper level and made the experience much more enjoyable. By day 3, I started to notice a change. Instead of rushing through lunch, I took the time to savor my food, really tasting the flavors, feeling the crunch of fresh veggies in my salad. It was a small shift, but I felt more satisfied after meals. It was like I was actually enjoying my food for the first time in a while. Day 4 was eye-opening because I started noticing patterns in my eating habits. I realized I tend to snack out of habit rather than hunger, especially when I'm working. So, I set a rule to only eat when I was truly hungry. That day, I caught myself reaching for snacks multiple times without even thinking. It was like a wake-up call to how mindlessly I was eating before. The mindful eating challenge was already helping me break these small but significant habits. Day 5 was a tough one. I had a stressful day at work, and my immediate reaction was to reach for chocolate. But this time, I paused and asked myself, am I actually hungry, or am I just stressed? Turns out, I wasn't hungry at all. Instead of eating, I took a few deep breaths and let the craving pass. It wasn't easy, but it felt empowering to recognize the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger. On day 6, I had what I'd call a satiety cue discovery. I was halfway through dinner, enjoying my food, when I suddenly felt full. In the past, I would have kept eating out of habit. But this time, I stopped. I realized I was actually listening to my body's signals. I didn't feel the need to finish everything on my plate just because it was there. That simple choice made me feel more in control and more connected to my body's natural cues. By the last day, day 7, mindful eating started to feel more natural. I didn't have to remind myself as much to slow down or put my fork down between bites. It felt less like a challenge and more like a new way of connecting with my body. And honestly, I felt lighter, not just physically, but mentally too. So, the biggest breakthrough for me happened on day 6. I was halfway through dinner when I suddenly realized I was full. Normally, I'd just keep eating because the food was there, but this time, I actually stopped. It felt like I was finally listening to my body's signals instead of ignoring them. It was a simple moment, but it changed the way I thought about food. I realized that mindful eating wasn't just about what I ate, but how I ate. It taught me that sometimes, less is more, and that being present can make every bite feel more meaningful. So, after a week of mindful eating, what did I learn? Well, for one, I'm more aware of my habits and cravings than ever before. It wasn't a magic fix, but it did help me slow down and appreciate my meals more. I realized that being present while eating helped me feel more satisfied, and I was less likely to reach for snacks out of boredom. Mindful eating also gave me a new perspective on my relationship with food. I learned that food is meant to be enjoyed, not rushed or mindlessly consumed. It's a simple change that can have a big impact, and I'm excited to keep practicing it. If you've ever struggled with emotional eating or just want to enjoy your food more, I definitely recommend giving mindful eating a try. Even if it's just one meal a day, it can make a huge difference. Have you ever tried mindful eating, or do you have any tips for being more present during meals? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear about your experiences. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for joining me on this journey. See you next time.